Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, your host, Vanilla Fish. I'm here after another long hiatus. But you know what? People are busy. I'm real busy. My co-host here, Josh, I don't think he's very busy, but here he is.
Pretty sure the reason we didn't do this last week specifically because I was so busy.
I, I mean, I lead a busy lifestyle. I'm too busy. Like, I don't have time to do this between playing games, watching cartoons, and doing what I do.
Hey, it's not a contest. At the end of the day, your boys gotta do work, you gotta get paid.
That's true.
So if priorities come down to priorities, sorry, your boys gotta do what they gotta do.
If you want the latest on anime and video games, just come down to my place of work and just have a chat with me.
Yeah, it's real. Actually, it's probably like starting to be the time of year where Toys R Us is like picking up now, right?
Yeah, and it's already a treat.
How's October look compared to November in terms of like November is the worst, I'm sure.
Yeah,
How's
absolutely.
how's October like stack up to that?
It's pretty bad too. Like October, I'd say. Here's how it works. I'm a grade at 10 on how like busy and how chaotic it gets by month here.
Okay.
But I'm gonna ignore lame months.
Yeah.
But I'll start like July. It's like a 2. Not even. It's like a 1.
What about
There's
Christmas
that
in
place.
July?
That
It's
place
not
is
bumping.
empty. That place is empty.
All
July,
right.
August, maybe a 2. Still dead. September, a 4. We hit October, we're sitting at an 8.
Wow.
November, you're at a 10. December, you're at a 10. January, you're at like a hot 9. February, 6. March, you're back down to like a 3.
Huh. I remember going in January last year, and it's like probably not as bad as November, but there's an equally kind of shitty crowd, I guess, of people like who want to return all this stuff,
Yeah,
or like stuff's not working out, so that's probably not so good either.
but it did get a little busy recently with the release of Grand Theft Auto 5,
Oh yeah, at Toys R Us, huh?
and I had the pleasure of selling the game to people who I don't think they know what Grand Theft Auto is, like the actual crime. Like, what I'm trying to say is they were like very very young children, like 7 years old.
Wow. You just they showed you their fake IDs.
No, their parents like willingly
Oh,
bought
okay.
for it.
Huh.
Like hey, you, it's your kid. It's not my kid.
That's true. Some people feel like they have an agenda, like they gotta tell people coming to the store, like, hey, do you know what this is? But I don't need to tell people how to raise their kid if you want to do that.
Yeah, hey, if hey, it's not my kid. That's all. That's what I say.
Yeah.
If they ask me, like, hey, what's up with this game? I'll give them the skinny, but I'm not gonna tell them like, hey, you shouldn't buy this game for your kid. But
Yeah, I feel like if you try to be the catcher in the rye at Toys R Us, you have a pretty depressing life.
yeah, like it's not my place. So segueing into that, I purchased it as well. I got it at a hot deal.
So you were also 7. You also purchased it.
Yes, I did. I got it for like 24 bucks. If you, I'm like that show Extreme Couponing. That was me when I bought GTA 5.
Wow. You're on top of
But
all the hot Toys R Us deals.
all on top of all the deals, I got my discount. I was things were looking up. So I guess I liked the game. I beat it. It took about 3 or so days, probably 30 hours. I when I played that game, I was like, I was in it. Maybe probably a little bit longer than 3 days, maybe a week. But I thought I thought it was a pretty good game. Like it's getting rave reviews across the board, and I was skeptical going into it because the same thing happened with GTA 4. Like right out the gate, it just scored like tons and tons and tons of tens, and
Yeah.
by the time I got around to playing it, it absolutely was not like a masterpiece. Like there was a lot of things wrong with it, and like it was a fun game when I played it, but I bought it for like $20. So when GTA 5 came out, I told myself like I'll get it if it's cheap, but I have this feeling it's going to be like the same thing as GTA 4, and I'm glad I paid a little bit less for it because it wasn't a game like. It was good, but there was just so much I didn't like about it.
Huh. Right off the bat, it looked a lot more appealing to me. Like
Hmm.
I just finished Sleeping Dogs last year. I think I talked about it on the show a little bit,
Yeah.
and I really liked it, which was kind of like out of the box for me because I usually don't play that type of game.
Hmm.
And it seemed like five was going more in that direction where uh, it had like a more open setting. There was a lot more different things you could do. It seemed like it was kind of embracing the more like I don't want to say silly, but like sort of like the craziness that
Yeah.
like a lot of people complained that in four the main character would never do the type of things you want to do in the game,
Hmm.
and five kind of directly addresses that by giving you a character who absolutely would.
Yeah.
So that seemed smart to me. So it just seemed like the vibe of it was better, and I liked the setting better.
Hmm.
But I've not actually like touched it, so I can't really speak to the quality.
Yeah. Well, I'll give some things I liked about it and some things I didn't. Some of the things I really liked about it, first and foremost, like the voice acting in it was like spectacular across the board. Like the three main characters were like all played really well, but I thought like the supporting cast did like a really good job too. Like
Yeah, I saw some gameplay of what's his name, Franklin's friend Lamar.
Lamar,
So funny, like that's a great performance.
and like people are saying like they're like ragging on like the dialogue because they use the N word a lot, but like I feel like they got people like it wasn't necessarily scripted, and it was just like what you would actually say to like
Maybe
it
I'm
just felt so.
not an expert.
Yeah, I'm not an expert, but it felt way more natural than a lot of other like voice work in games. And I also liked compared to GTA 4, like it's way more colorful. Like the visuals pop way better. It's like I went back and played 4 because I got it for free with this game, and like it's so like muddy and the textures like it's ugly.
Yeah.
And I remember when that came out, like it did. I don't remember it looking that bad.
Well, different times. I mean,
Yeah,
this is gonna be the last one that's ever gonna be on this generation.
yeah. But what
So
I immediately once I played this game noticed how like bright and colorful it was, which was awesome. And what else was pretty good about it? The map was pretty good. Like I think compared to other maps and other games, it's a little bit smaller, but they make it feel large. Like only a third of the map is like a city, and the rest is like mountains, a desert, and stuff. But they really make it feel pretty big. Um, geez, I'm having trouble finding. Like I did enjoy this game. I'm just having trouble picking out what I actually liked about it. I could probably some things I didn't like about it at all, which I don't. I heard other people had problems with this, but I was wondering if it might have been because I have an older Xbox model, but the like textures. If I was driving in a fast car down a street, like I'd get to a point where I'd outrun the rendering of textures, and like became a huge problem.
huh.
Like, and right out of the gate, uh, you're introduced like there's this. It's an in-game engine cinematic where like you're walking across and like credits are rolling and it gives you like shots of the city and stuff, and it would open up the shot and then textures wouldn't be loading and then it would pop in.
Wow, it's
Like
like
that
some
was the first I put in the game, and that's the first thing that happened, and I was like, well, that's fantastic.
that's some Mass Effect stuff right there.
Yeah, and I've like other people said there were texture problems, but I don't know if like because other people who I knew they experienced that, but not on that level. I don't know if it's because I have an older Xbox or something, but it was awful, and it happened a lot.
Huh. I would say the one thing that maybe even like just turned me off to actually like going out and buying it. It looks like the combat was kind of like copied out of what Red Dead Redemption did,
Yeah,
which is kind of like you hit LT and then RT and the game handles the rest.
yeah, that's my next point. This has to be like the easiest game I've played in the past 3 years.
Yeah. And
Like
I was just
I
talking
think
about. Oh,
I
sorry.
died maybe twice, like in 30 hours of playing this game. Like there was literally no challenge to it. None.
I was just talking about Sleeping Dogs and like they they made a smart choice making it focused on melee combat in that game.
Yeah,
So it was a little bit more intense, and it was actually kind of hard towards the end. And there is gun stuff too.
I heard the gun
And
stuff in that game is like the worst part.
yeah, well, it's the least interesting part, but they give you like max pain powers,
Hmm.
which I think only one character in GTA 5 has actually, and that makes it a lot easier. But it doesn't. I never auto aims for you. I don't know if it would make it more fun if it does. If it did, I don't think it would. I don't like that.
Yeah, you could turn off the auto aim. I kept it on, and I probably should have turned it off, but still, like I I press left trigger, it'd snap to a target. I'd just aim up a little bit, get a headshot, and then that'd be it. And that was every single fight.
Yeah. So it feels like they're kind of phoning that aspect in.
Yeah, but it
So
was like that. It was extremely easy that way, and then probably the best part of the game are the heist missions.
oh yeah,
And
that seems interesting.
I think you do about 8 of them, maybe 6, somewhere in between that number. And they give you like all these options and stuff, like people to bring, and then they tell you like, oh, if you bring someone with like lower skills, they'll get better, and they have like less of a cut, and like there's some real strategy to it. And it turned out to be like not that at all. The first heist you do, uh, that one you actually get paid for, and then the next like 5 or so, you don't get any like money out of it, and then like a lot of them you don't bring in extra people or and the choices is basically between like going in like stealthy like away in some heist movie, and then the other way is just like going in guns blazing, and then the last one you pick people. It's like there was literally like no depth to it, and that bugged me because that seemed to be like the first one I did was like the first heist I did was like real fun, real awesome, and I was like, man, if like this game is just like 20 more missions of this, like sign me up. But it kind of went downhill from the first heist mission.
Huh. That's a shame. Like a lot of the reviews really pumped up that aspect of it and the choices and stuff.
Yeah, which is what I was expecting. And after the first one, there were two choices between like going in like stealthy and then like guns blazing, and then you had to pick like a hacker, a driver, a gunman, and then right after that, the next heist mission, you don't pick anyone else to help you out. You don't get any money out of it, and then the next string or so, you don't pick anyone, you don't get any money, and then the last one, you have to pick from a pool of people, and then the stats really don't mean anything because you had one mission to level up maybe one person, and it was just a real bummer.
That seems weird. Like maybe there was more originally and it just
Yeah,
didn't
that's
pan out or something. That's funky. I don't
and
know.
there was a lot of story elements too that I felt like stuff got cut or the ending seemed real rushed. Like I was a little jaded at the ending, but that's not really has it doesn't really have to do anything with the quality of it. I just made the wrong choice, so that bugged me a little bit. But I went back and played the appropriate ending, and I like a lot of people thought it was a real fun mission and stuff. But I don't want to spoil anything, but it wraps it up in a way that like makes the whole story seem like why the hell are we even doing this? It really sounds like I didn't like this game, but it was enjoyable.
I'm
I
gonna
just
point out something real quick,
yeah
to be fair. Name an open world city or any setting game that has a good ending.
yeah there isn't.
It's really tough to do. I don't know why. I mean, some of them have good stories and stuff. Like even Sleeping Dogs had a great story, but the ending was garbage. I don't know. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
just
I thought the story was pretty good, and then towards the end it just started like I it feels like there was supposed to be more game.
yeah, and it makes sense. Like there's so much in there. It makes sense that some things might have to get cut or whatever. So
Yeah,
I don't think you can complain on the large scale. There's not enough content.
yeah.
So
But
I don't know.
I think the best part about it is it's a real like pretty looking sandbox that to play in, and it's fun, like driving around, you know.
Yeah. Well, it sounds cool. I'll probably check it out someday, but a lot of the more negative stuff I've been hearing about it, like it's not the most exciting thing in the world to me. So I
No,
can I can hold off.
which is why I really didn't understand. Like, yeah, I get all the praise for it and stuff, but when I got through it all and I was at the end point, I was kind of feeling like I am now. Like, I played. There was a bunch of games this year I played that I liked way more than that. It was just weird. I thought this would be something like bigger. Maybe sandbox games aren't for me. I really liked Red Dead Redemption. I thought that game was awesome. And
Yeah,
I
I mean, I thought it was pretty cool. It was like at the end of the day, I felt like there was a really good idea for a game, and a lot of the actual stuff in it wasn't as well developed as it should have been.
I don't know what it is, but I like that game more. That's like my favorite sandbox game.
Mhm.
I don't know. But after I finished that game, that ending wasn't good either. But I just wanted to keep playing that. Like right now, I like couldn't care less about going back to Grand Theft Auto right now at all. Which will lead me into Grand Theft Auto Online, which I should probably come back and talk about when like it's working completely.
Yeah, well, just we can kind of skip over that, but I just wanted to address like people who are defending the fact that it doesn't work at all. And I'm not talking about like it has bugs. I'm
Hmm.
talking about like people just can't use it.
Yeah,
And people are like, oh, well, what do you expect? There's billions of people who want to get on, and it's the first week of launch. I don't understand that logic.
yeah.
Like, if you're gonna release something, then it should work. Or if it doesn't work in the first day, okay. But like, we're in what, past the first week now?
Yeah, it's been at least a week.
So I don't know. I don't understand like being apologist for something that you paid money for not working correctly, just because there's like potential server issues on the other side or something. Like
Yeah.
if you're offering the service, you should have been prepared. That's the way I look at it. I don't know.
I think my character got deleted, so
Yeah,
that
stuff
that
like that.
leaves a good taste in my mouth. But hey, it's a like a huge send off for this generation. It was like it's big. It's a big game. At times it really shines, but for me, I didn't quite do it at all. You know.
Yeah.
So
All right.
hey, definitely check it out. It's a big thing, but I'd still rather be playing Dragon's Crown or Fire
Or
Emblem on my DS or something. You know.
what other games you've been peeking in on?
Um. Well, on my
Sorry.
PlayStation 3,
Sorry,
I
I just want to
got.
apologize real quick. I'm a little bit sick. I do edit these, so if I can pull it off, I'll try and edit out any annoying coughs or whatever. But if I can't, sorry. That's the way it
I
goes.
I've been keeping myself at tip top health, not for me, but for the audience.
I've been keeping myself at not tip top health for
What happened? What happened back in high school when you like weren't sick a single day?
yeah. Well, I don't really know how to like. I can't say like, oh, this is how I did it. This is my strategy. But I never missed a day of high school, and I never got seriously sick for all 4 years, or even a year or two prior to that. And I don't know. I had good health, and it was all looking pretty good for me. But now that I'm in charge of myself completely, I get sick all
You're
the
a
time.
mess.
Yeah, it's terrible. I've been sick like 3 times in the past 2 years. So sorry.
I
Anyway,
I'll forgive you. I don't know about the people, but what else have I been playing? I got a few games from my PS3. I'm loving that thing. It's awesome. I got Hatsune Miku Project Diva, and I also got Tales of Xillia. I'll touch on Tales of Xillia really quick because I didn't play too much of it because I was playing GTA. But I loved Tales of Vesperia on the Xbox, and that was the first Tales of game I had played. And then I later got Tales of Symphonia for GameCube, and I really think those are fun games. I
I
like
don't I
them a
don't like
lot.
those games at all.
Yeah, hey, I could totally see why you don't like them,
I
but
think they're terrible.
I really enjoyed Vesperia. I thought it was fun to play with friends of mine. The story's not very good,
No,
but
none of them have a good story. Oh my God.
the combat's fun. They're lengthy games. I like some of the characters, and they're fun.
Actually, to be fair, I haven't played Zillia, but I watched some videos and stuff of it, and it looks like they've addressed some of the stuff I don't like about Symphonia in particular.
Like what?
I don't know, Symphonia's combat just feels like really slow and sluggish and like
Yeah,
unresponsive.
that's the thing. Everyone, I played Vesperia first, and everyone. Have you played Vesperia?
Just the one time with you and the other guys actually. There's like a co-op mode in it or something.
Yeah, yeah. I was told like, oh, Symphonia is the best one. You should go back and play that, and I did. And I don't think I finished it, but I think I got about three-fourths of the way through, and I liked it, but combat wise, like it's older and
It feels like
not as good.
Kingdom Hearts, but like even worse, which is stunning. But like
Yeah, I don't
in
like
terms of like control and like your control of your character and executing anything really, just I don't know.
but I thought the combat worked well in Vesperia, and it's basically I think it's almost exactly the same in Zillia, except there's like new mechanics with like linking with someone else in the party to like do combo attacks, and then there's
It's a big
also
thing in JRPGs these days.
yeah,
I don't know what the deal is, but
is that a Final Fantasy 13 thing?
no, but it is in 15.
Oh,
You can see it in
dope.
the trailer and stuff. So
Yeah, but the little bit I've done of that seemed pretty cool, and then there's for abilities, there's like a giant web of skills, which isn't really new, but that wasn't in Vesperia. And it seems pretty interesting, and that's the way you in Vesperia to get new like special moves and stuff. I think it had to do with like level, amount of uses of a certain move, and it was like it was random for the most part. You didn't know what you were gonna get in this tree. Like by getting four certain like attribute bonuses, you would unlock a move or something, and you could see what it was before you get it. I thought that was pretty neat.
that's cool. Yeah.
And so far, the characters aren't bad. I like all of them.
Is there a
Like
Japanese voice option?
I haven't checked. I know in Vesperia there wasn't, but because I think a lot of the time it's a space issue. But if it's on a PS3 and it's a Blu-ray disc, I feel like
Well, Final Fantasy 13 didn't have it either, which was maddening.
I'll have to check. You know what? I bet there isn't, which is a
I mean,
bummer.
yeah, those Tales games have terrible dubs.
Yeah, they really do. And I I can't tell you how I got through Vesperia with only getting annoyed at like one of the characters. Like I really liked some of the characters in that English dub and all. But one good sign was in Vesperia, the opening song was an English version, and this one they keep it Japanese. They keep it OG,
Cool.
OJ, original Japanese. But I'll have to see if there's a dual audio. I hope, but I'm only like 2 hours into it. But as a fan of Tales of Vesperia and somewhat Symphonia, I think it's pretty all right.
Sounds good. And any brief thoughts on the virtual idol Hatsune Miku?
I got that game, and after playing through a few songs, I looked myself in the eye. Well, I didn't do that.
Did you?
No, but I sat there and I was like, was this really worth $50? And I was like, this is just a rhythm game. I don't really like Hatsune Miku that much. Like I don't listen to her songs in my free time. And then like a few days later, I loaded up my save and saw that I've been playing for 15 hours, and I realized, yeah,
Wow.
it was worth it. It's it's fun. Like if
So it
I
comes down to like being fun mechanically rather than like a rock band where you just like the music, I guess.
yeah,
That
because
sound
like
right?
some of the songs I are catchy, they're enjoyable and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
But,
sure.
like it's just something where like if I need like to kill like an hour, I'll just turn on the PS3, put that in, and just play like a couple songs.
Yeah, which is it's like so weird to me that they brought out the console version, not the handheld
Yeah,
game it was based
it,
off of. Because it sounds like a perfect handheld game to me. I don't know.
yeah. But sometimes I'll just find myself like I get in the groove, like I'm doing pretty well, getting some good scores, and I'll just rack up like 3 hours of playing it. It's nothing special at all, but it's fun for what it is. Killing some time, playing some songs, unlocking some kawaii costumes for my idols, picking the right ones in the right songs to get the perfect panty shots.
Oh, that's not allowed.
Well, in the camera mode it's not. They people online say they do that on purpose. You got to be smart to get your shots.
Oh, I see.
You got to know what costumes work in what songs.
Survival of the fittest.
It's there's an online community dedicated to it, I think.
Wow, like the penny shop forums.
Yeah, but no, it's a fun rhythm game. It's hard. I'm not good at it.
That sounds like the best part though, because
Any shots or the difficulty?
no, the difficulty. Because there's like something to I don't know, like Rock Band does some really hard stuff too, but in general it's kind of like more of a casual hangout type thing.
Yeah,
If you're gonna be sitting down and in your self-loathing and doing this Miku game yourself, it might as well be like some big challenge to work up to, I guess. I don't know how to explain it really.
yeah. Like, well, I'm
You know
not
what I'm saying?
gonna, like I could be playing a rock band song like, "Hey mom, wanna come in here play on D on bass." I'm not gonna be like, "Hey mom, wanna come play Project Diva with me
It's
real
not
quick?"
shocking. It's not shocking. It doesn't have multiplayer. It doesn't have multiplayer, right?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, it makes sense
The
to me.
the only bummer about it is there's a song editor in it, which is way too deep for me. I'll literally never do it. But the the server with like all the save data of songs is separate for the North American, so there's probably like a ton of awesome Japanese tracks.
Yeah, I heard. Did you hear the Pomp and Circumstance one?
No, oh yes, of course I've heard that one.
Yeah,
That'd be dope to play, but I can't.
I would buy the game just for that, man.
Yeah, but it's a fun time waster. I mean, really, I don't like Hatsune Miku at all. Like, I mean, I don't hate her, but some of
Well,
the songs,
it's like any other pop music. It's like not my
yeah,
favorite, but like it's it's designed to sound like catchy and addicting, and it succeeds at that. So good job.
I feel weird, like I feel like I really bagged on GTA 5, and then I'm coming over here singing the praises of Hatsune Miku and her game.
Well, there's less to criticize with this because it doesn't strive to be.
They didn't spend millions of dollars.
How about this? The reason you complain about GTA 5 is because you wanted to like it more, right?
Yeah,
But with this, it has a very short-sighted, simple goal, and it achieves it. So it didn't challenge itself very much, but it's also completely successful.
and it's also way more challenging.
Oh yeah, that's not what I meant, but yes.
Well,
I don't exactly have a problem with that. I always appreciate when something is like huge and ambitious, but when things are like that, there tend to be some issues that crop up, and there's problems to talk about. But there's a place in the world for stuff that's not ambitious and just has like one specific like this is what this is going to be. It's going to be for this set of people, and it's going to be good, and it is.
exactly.
That's fine too.
I think is that all they've been playing? I'm playing a little NHL 14. It's the same as last year. It's pretty alright.
Cool.
And I think that's about it. I haven't been to my Animal Crossing town in a month. I'm scared to go.
Don't.
Yeah, I think I've been impeached.
Oh, can that happen? Man,
I hope not.
that'd be dope if that could happen.
I no.
Well, I don't have the game. I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, but there's probably
Um,
weeds everywhere. It's a mess. It's probably a mess. Probably a goddamn mess.
I was caught up with schoolwork for a while, so I wasn't really playing anything. Go off that Persona 3 train, but I'm gonna get back on it eventually. But a couple months ago, I got from the PlayStation Plus service, which is amazing, and you should, if you don't have it, you should get it.
They should probably get around to getting that.
Yeah, I got a free copy of Disgaea 3: Absence of Detention, which is the Vita version, and I tried it a couple months ago and like played maybe like 20 minutes. Started the first tutorial stage, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's going on. This is too much. I need to take a break, and I never got back to it. So this past week, I was just randomly, oh, you know what happened? The new one was coming out, and I saw some video and people talking about it and stuff, and I was like, you know what? I have one of those games. I'm gonna try it out. And I'm like 20 hours in now. It's like a pretty awesome game.
It sounds. I have the DS one, and I tried to get into it, and like I'd get like 5 minutes in, and I'd be like, I don't have time for this right now.
Yeah, but
But I'm sure once you get past that, there's
it's
a lot.
actually a pretty bite-sized game, so I think it works okay as a portable.
Hmm.
There's like a million jillion different systems you need to be like aware of, but depending on like how you want to play at a given time, you could just play like a one map and it'll be over in like 5-10 minutes. So
Yeah,
it works as a bite size. But just for people who don't know what Disgaea is, it's a strategy turn-based JRPG. It's this franchise that's been going for like 10 years now or something.
yeah. I think since like 2003. So
Uh, Only recently became aware of it, but it has like a lot of fans, and it's really complicated, but also it's not as hard to get into as it looks. To say that, like, there's a lot of different things to be aware of, but you don't have to engage with all of them to be successful.
yeah, and it plays like any other SRPG, right?
Sort of. Like we were talking about, like linking up allies and stuff before. Like that's a big system.
Yeah,
People stand next to each other and stuff. And there's like lifting and throwing your allies and creating towers of people and all the different classes and weapons and There's a bunch of stuff. Like every it's like designed to be addicting because every character has a level cap of like 9,999. It only takes like like two or three kills to get a level up, so you're really quickly like accumulating level ups and getting new items and all this other stuff, and it's like a
Yeah.
really quick like feedback loop of rewards and stuff, and you just want to get more. And also, every item or consumable in the game has a level of its own. I think those only go up to 999, so there's
Only.
only yeah. But every single item or consumable has a item world inside of it. And the way that works is you can go inside and play randomly generated dungeons, and every floor you beat will level up the item and make it like better. So if it's a weapon, it'll upgrade the stats, or if it's a potion, it'll just work better.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, and going beyond that, like there's when you buy an item, it has like a list of what are called residents in it, and it'll just be like a list of certain aspects like um, scout or position that will upgrade certain stats by a number of points that like make every single item unique by a couple points,
Mm.
even if it's the same item. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you beat the item world in an item, you can encounter the residents inside the item who create those stats. And if you defeat them, then you gain control of them and you can move them between items.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
So you can get like really granular with how you want to customize your characters and weapons and all this other crazy stuff.
It sounds really, really interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot to think about. It's like sometimes I'm just sitting at the home base, like, what do I want to even get into next year? Like, because there's a story that I'm working through, but it's also like, do I want to upgrade some items or do this or do that?
Yeah.
So it's cool. I can understand why people are like, yeah, I spent 200 hours on this, and
Yeah, I could see you that just being a big like time sink.
yeah. But the story missions are very short. It can be in like 5-10 minutes, and there's like a funny little story going on. It's not like a serious plot. It's just like the main character, his dad stepped on his PSP and he got real pissed because he deleted his save, so he wants to kill him.
Oh man,
That's the story. It's kind
that's
of funny. I like it. But yeah, if you were intimidated by this type of game in the past, I was too, but it's a lot of fun. Just make sure you read the tutorials, and also, like sometimes they introduce systems in combat. Like there's one where if you like to use monster classes, which are like kind of confusing because they don't use traditional weapons or anything,
hmm
you can like turn them into weapons and have your human characters hold them and use them.
oh wow.
But I don't use any monster characters, and at first I was like, maybe I should, start using them because the game told me about this, and the enemy that does it sometimes. But you're like, am I falling behind if I don't do this? But it seems like no, I can play however I want.
Yeah, like
So
there's
you have a
enough
lot of different,
there's enough systems in place for it to be like you play your own way.
yeah, like if you're aware of enough things and you're taking advantage of enough options at your disposal, you don't need to be like uh, dipping into every well to succeed. You can like pick whatever range of classes you want. It's not like
Yeah.
Fire Emblem where you have to recruit like story characters and stuff. You
hmm
just go to your it's called homeroom in 3, but it's different in every game. And you just click create a character, and then you spend some points to uh, customize them, and you just pick their class there.
Oh, so like your whole party is done like you create. It's kind of like a Etrian Odyssey kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's like a system for like reincarnation. So as you level up things, you'll get stronger versions of their class, and then you can reincarnate them, which will reset them to level 1. But depending on how many points you pay, they can keep some of their stats.
Oh,
And the new version of the class will gain points in every stat a lot quicker, so it'll end up
hmm.
being a lot better. But it's not
And
just
I'm
limited to that either. You can reincarnate anybody into any class, sort of like Fire Emblem Awakening's the conceal thing.
yeah.
So you can take like skills and points outside of like the class it belongs in.
Huh. I'll definitely have to try and get into one of those games.
Takes a little bit at first, but pay attention and keep your wits about you. Works out. It's pretty fun.
I will
So
definitely have to maybe try the DS one, maybe get one for my PS3. We'll see. Is
cool, cool. Uh, that's
that all
pretty
you've been
much.
playing?
Yeah, well, you know what a great game is if you're like sitting around waiting for class to start or whatever. Tetris. It's a classic. Been
What's
meaning to
your
get it.
line record?
I could check for you if you want, but I need to go grab my phone.
Nah, don't do that.
Okay. It's pretty high.
It was like 50 something. I don't know.
What? That's so low. So yeah, Tetris is good. Check that out if you haven't heard of it.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of Tetris, I recommend it.
Let me just explain it to you. There's like blocks that fall, and you have to like line them up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's a little confusing. It's kind of revolutionary. I have an idea, but
I'll just wait for the sequel.
Tetris 2. They never made a Tetris 2.
Do they need to?
I guess Pack Attack is the closest thing. You ever played that?
No.
It's like Tetris with Pac-Man.
Oh.
You never heard of this?
No, did like someone just take like the two biggest things of the time and just put them together?
Sort of. There's like ghost blocks that are made up of ghosts, and
Uh-huh.
you have to line them up and turn them blue. Or no, I'm sorry, that's not how it works. There's ghost blocks, right?
Yeah.
And when you clear a line of Tetris blocks, you get a Pac-Man attached to your next block, and when you drop the Pac-Man, he'll like eat a chain of ghosts,
Sounds kind of Dr. Mario-y.
sort of. So you need to like clear the Tetris blocks, but also like set up chains for Pac-Man to eat the ghosts, because that's where you get all your points basically.
Okay.
This
Did it
game came
sell?
out like
Was this a popular thing or?
no, no. Actually, you know what? I don't really know. I don't think it was. I have a Game Boy Color cartridge of it, so
Oh wow.
that's how I know of it.
The Game Boy Color, fantastic system.
I like it.
You know what? I remember one Game Boy Color game I played a ton of, besides the Pokemon games, was Mario Golf.
Huh.
And it had like that one had like an RPG element where you made your own golfer and you like leveled up and stuff.
Oh yeah, it was the same as Tetris, right? Oh, I'm sorry. What did I say? Tetris.
Tetris.
Tennis. Mario
Yeah.
Tennis of the
Yes.
Game Boy Color.
And I thought that was pretty dope. My golfer got pretty good. I think I got a hole in one once, and I got real pumped. I have that cartridge somewhere still. It's around.
People always shit on this game, but I really loved Mega Man Extreme and Mega Man Extreme 2, which were like not quite ports, but more like a compilation of the console Mega Man X games.
Uh huh.
So a lot of the levels are just directly copied over, but it's not like one for one to any particular game in the series. Like there's bosses from multiple games combined into one and two,
Oh wow.
and they have their own unique stories that are kind of like spin-offs. And I don't know, a lot of people don't like them because the levels are a little bit smaller and it doesn't like work quite as well. But I think Mega Man X is a great game, and having it on the go is fun. So
Yeah. What color Game Boy Color do you have?
I had the only option, the transparent purple one.
Hell yeah. You dopes out there who had like that weird blue and that yellow. What the fuck were
I
you doing?
saw I saw so many like snot green colored ones
Oh my god.
in my days. I just don't get it. I still don't get it. What was
Hey,
up with that?
if your parents bought you a snot green Game Boy Color,
They don't love you.
you were adopted. Like if you like question that your whole life and you want like the definitive answer, that's it.
I remember they did the same thing for the N64 too. They put out like a real ugly like green color. And there's a big marketing push behind it. There's always like commercials with Vikings and stuff on TV, if you remember.
I don't.
It was like this the ugliest green you can imagine of the N64, and I was like, who would buy this? It's gray, you know, like doesn't like hurt your eyes to look at.
Oh my god. What was Nintendo thinking?
I don't know, but I thought it was smart to put out that purple GameCube along with the black one because I like it.
Yeah, I had a purple one. I have a black one now.
Yeah, I have a black one too, but I like the purple one. That was a
I
good color.
I don't think a lot of people liked it when it came out.
No?
No.
Hmm. Well,
Well, it wasn't well, it looks like a kid's toy, but it's got a fucking handle on it. Like,
yeah, that's just a problem on the with any color of that thing.
but man, that thing you could take that anywhere.
That's true. What I don't understand, like the reason they put the handle on was because of that. They wanted
Yeah, like
they wanted to communicate that you could bring it anywhere. But like, what was the reasoning behind that?
I don't know, like back in that day, TVs were still kind of big, weren't they?
What TVs?
Was that like was that before like LCD TVs were like big?
Um,
Is that like right on the
No, it was no, it was around the same time, I think. No, it was before. It was before.
Like, so TVs weren't portable at all. Like, can't play without a TV. But well, they had that one like screen you could attach on top.
Oh yeah, that was like the smallest screen. I don't understand why they released that.
I'll tell you one thing that they did release for the GameCube that was really awesome. That Game Boy player.
Yeah, I never really quite understood the appeal of that.
I mean, it was just me playing Pokemon on a TV.
But did it look good, really?
I thought that was cool as a kid.
Like blown up to that resolution?
Yeah. Well, hey, back then I didn't give a shit.
Maybe. I
Yeah, it
don't know.
looked like ass, and like it wasn't even full screen. Like you got to pick a border around it. And I always remember having a
Oh
camera
yeah.
border.
Oh man, and even as a kid, that seems stupid to me.
Yeah,
Like you have to.
I was a dummy.
Uh, Now we got the Wii U. They have stuff and learn.
We've come so far.
Did you see the? We'll get to other stuff after this, but did you see the new update they put out for it?
No.
So they finally added streaming to the gamepad for stuff that isn't Wii U games,
Yeah.
but you can't use the Wii U pad as a controller for anything you stream that isn't a Wii U game.
What?
Now think about that for a minute.
So
What?
so you could be playing something on the gamepad, streaming it, but you have to have like a Wiimote too.
Yeah.
I
And if it's motion controlled, you need to point because the gamepad actually has a sensor bar in it. You need to point at the gamepad to.
well
So like, what was the point? Why'd you release it? I don't understand.
I I'm gonna just say this. Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker is my favorite video game of all time. They released the HD version of that for the Wii U. I don't care
It looks
because
good.
I don't.
Actually, I thought I wasn't gonna get it, but I might.
That's the thing. Like, I think it looks cool. That's my favorite game ever. I'd love to play the updated version of that, but even for my favorite game of all time, I will not buy a Wii U.
Oh yeah, you don't have Wii U. That's true. Don't get a Wii U, but if you have one, the Wind Waker looks
No,
cool.
hey, if you got one, play that. It's my favorite game ever. But like, you'd think like, hey, what's gonna sell you a system? My favorite game. No, not even that.
No.
Not even my favorite game will sell a system.
I'm interested to see what the numbers on like Smash Brothers and stuff are.
Oh, that'll sell systems, I
Well,
think.
people say that, right? But
Well, yeah, yeah, we'll see.
like the enthusiasm is so low. I just don't know. Like maybe everyone who has one will buy Smash Brothers, but will they really like sell a lot more systems? I don't know. It's dire.
It looks bad. Like the Horizon isn't looking good, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they put it out so early. And there's a lot of like stupid stuff about it that if you're I was talking about this to somebody else the other day, but I think that they should just stop making consoles for a while.
Nintendo just out the console game.
Yeah,
They won't, I don't think.
because then I mean the Wii U is like the Wii's. It's not quite the same technically as the competition. It has this unique kind of gimmick to it.
Yeah,
But the problem people have with it comes down to like the way they handle their business.
yeah.
The way they handle courting third-party developers, the way they handle online, the way they handle just selling things to you, the way they handle system level stuff. There's
I
there's good ideas there like Miiverse and stuff, but in general, like things you think of as like a no-brainer on any other console are just doesn't work for them.
I I think it'd be smart for them to leave, but I don't think they ever will until they're like forced.
Well, we'll
And
see.
I feel like because there's always got to be like there's got to be a place to go to play Mario.
3DS.
Well, yeah, that would be the smart thing to do, but I feel like they have to stay in the console like game for that reason. Like,
There's issues with the 3DS too, but in general they've run a smart business on it. They got a lot of support from the big names, mostly Japanese, but that's what people are looking for on it.
yeah,
And they drop the price when they need to do it. They secured all the games. They're selling them. The eShop's not that bad. It works pretty well. I see the only major problem people have with it service wise is the account thing.
Hmm.
which is dumb, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So, it's like a smart platform, and there's a reason why it's doing better than the Vita. And the Wii U is the opposite. I don't know. It's just like I feel like they don't have the capacity to modernize their perspective on a lot of things. And if they just can't do it, then they shouldn't be in the market. Like
Yeah.
they're just fooling themselves if they think they can, be the best doing that kind of stuff.
All right. So video game wrap up. Fuck Grand Theft Auto 5. Fuck Nintendo. Buy a PlayStation 3 and buy Hatsune Miku's latest game, Project Diva F, on Amazon for $49.99.
Yeah, that's our official endorsement.
This podcast is sponsored by Hatsune Miku
You
herself.
actually paid more money for Hatsune Miku than you did for GTA 5 and
I
got
did.
more bang for your buck, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey. Hey. Her online modes work.
Oh wow, harsh.
Shots fired. Now it's time for what really matters: animation.
That's what really matters in the grand scheme of things.
What everyone cares about.
The government shut down this past weekend, but who gives a shit? That's what I say.
Jokes were made.
Oh my god.
Do you like those? Were those good?
We're not even gonna talk about it. So, summer the summer season it ended last week, I guess. Maybe there's still some stuff running, but for us,
All the
shows are
shows
over.
that needed to be watched have been watched.
I feel like a lot of these we can kind of quickly just give our last impressions because we kind of talked them out
Yeah.
in depth previously, but go through the list. What do you want to hit first? Sorry.
Just throw one out there.
Okay, Attack on Titan.
Quick thoughts. Good opening. Bad middle part. Pretty good ending. I liked it.
I like the finale specifically too.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this exact same thing the first time Aaron and Annie had a big Titan fight. I was convinced I wasn't going to like that aspect of the show when they
And it
introduced it.
turned out really good.
Yeah, it feels like it has a lot more weight than I was expecting. So I don't know, like if it turns into just like only that in the future, if I'll be as behind it. But for this particular storyline, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty solid, and definitely could have been a heck of a lot better if it wasn't for that real sloppily handled middle part.
Yeah, but that twist at the ending was unexpected. I don't
Well,
know what it means.
I saw it coming. Spoilers week one, but I assume for those who weren't spoiled, that's big.
Yeah, I have no idea what that's supposed to mean at all. I don't. I think it hasn't really been adequately explained anyway, thus far. So,
Yeah,
but they're keeping the mystery going. I feel like at this point now that's over, I kind of wish we like learned more.
I think like up to date people who are reading the manga feel the exact same way.
Yeah, right. But I I know the plan isn't for it to run forever, so I feel like if you want to keep people like chomping at the bit, you should drop more crumbs.
Yeah,
Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
but
But
it was pretty okay. Pretty good.
okay. Um, the animation was pretty good in the finale. It was good.
Now I'm just hoping that they wait for more content and not try and rush something out.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen because it feels like the iron's hot, but
Yeah, and I feel like they'd have to wait a while for like a sizable chunk where they
yeah.
could
Well,
do
I
something.
feel like the options are make another season that comes out, next uh fall or whatever, uh, spring. Sorry, like spring, summer. Or I guess if they make one next year, it would just be like one season, right? Or one core.
Like yeah, like 12 episodes or something.
So they could do that, or they could wait until the year after and maybe do 25 again. I don't know.
I'd like to see more of it, but I'm in no rush. Like please finish. Like
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'd value like good content over like seeing it sooner.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but it's up to them.
Yeah,
If they want to make a bunch of money, I guess Da, da, da.
If you want to get your Aaron fix, just read.
All right, cool. I think that covers it. Final impressions. Would you recommend it to somebody who has no idea what it is?
Yeah,
And
I think it's something that's good even for someone like just getting into it. Like it's a good entry level show, but it is with its flaws.
yeah, I agree. I think it has like a pretty broad appeal just because
Yeah,
it's a it's basically like a monster movie premise,
yeah,
but it does have that unique perspective of like the setting it in like a medieval type setting and having like the characters have to they can't use robots, so there's a lot of like grappling hooks and stuff like that. It's like unique aesthetically and it's
yeah.
cool.
I had two people I know who either just got into anime or don't really watch it, just finished the show recently. One of them was our good pal Steven Stone,
Okay.
and he felt the same way we did, enjoyed it, but definitely felt there was a problem with the middle section. And then this one other guy I know, his name is Sam. He watched it recently on Hulu. He streamed it, and he said, "quote It might be the greatest anime I ever watched." So
Well, well, I've seen a lot of that too. I don't personally agree, but I think it's pretty good. So
yeah,
if there's a lot of like negative hype around it too,
which
I think
I don't. There shouldn't be like no matter like at parts it got really bad, but it it's not like a like there's no reason to hate this. Like
well,
it's
it's really popular.
yeah, there's that.
That's why people don't like it.
But like here's the thing, it was still like when it was good, it was good. Like when it hit, it hit. Like uh, something to compare it to a few seasons back that was also very popular, Sword Art Online. Like that just wasn't good. I don't think that like ever hit. Like that wasn't a good show.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of the negative buzz is coming from the same place for both, where it's people who
Yeah,
haven't really watched it or are just tired of hearing about it, which I guess applies to a lot of different things. But I would say at the end of the day, make your own call and that kind of thing. Like where
yeah.
you can't really trust word of mouth when it's like on that scale of
Hey, just give it a shot.
sure. And I think with Attack on Titan, I can't say anything about Sword Art Online, but I think with Attack on Titan, most people would like it, even a little bit.
So peep that show.
All right, moving on to the best show of the season. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Kirino
Kin,
Rose.
sorry, Kiniro was
Rose.
um
Sorry,
the
I
finale.
was thinking about that fighting game with
Yeah,
Kirino.
the finale has a musical in it.
That was when you told me like that last episode was good. I was expecting something of that caliber, like what they did in is it Yuri Yuri season 2
Actually, both of the Yuri finales are like
music,
ridiculous.
but I was
They're not
expecting something
musicals.
like that, and it was pretty. I was not disappointed.
Yeah, it's like it feels good when you spend a lot of time with something like that and they give it like a real heartfelt send off that has a lot of just effort put into it.
Yeah, like a lot of those like cute girl shows. The last episode it seems like it's uh off sometimes about like them saying goodbye, like it's a graduation or something, or most of the time it's just like another episode.
Yeah, which is lame. Like Yu Shiki did that. That was a little disappointing.
Like at least with this, which was interesting, is they did kind of like the same run of the mill type episode. Then it cut to the ending, like at the very beginning of the episode, and then after that was like the musical.
Yeah, I feel like it left me in a place where it's like if they don't make any more of this, which is probably what's gonna happen, I'm cool with
Yeah,
what they've made. There's like a real special ending to it. So, um, if you like your high school comedies, uh, this one's pretty funny. Uh, I don't know. I feel like it's like less wide of appeal for this one, but
yeah,
there's
but
there's there's decent enough people who like that type of show.
I thought it was probably my favorite cute girl show of the year thus far.
Yeah, I could probably say that too.
Had a lot of charm to it, and then that ending was awesome.
So if you like musicals, stick it out for for 12 episodes. and you'll get something good.
But if you don't mind, if you dabble in the cute girls doing cute things genre, definitely check this out.
Oh yeah, highly recommended. And
Definitely a step up from other works in the genre, I feel like.
yeah, there's a lot of competition.
Well, yeah, it's a very bloated genre, but I feel like this stands out a little bit on its own.
Sure, and it has like the it's not really like a super unique premise, but the fact that there's like foreign culture jokes in it,
Yeah, which adds like a bunch of new gags to work
and
in.
they don't. The best part about it is that they don't really work as like foreign culture jokes, and it's just funny to hear the characters like try to sound foreign,
Yeah,
but it's great. Like that's awesome. So yeah, good show. Recommend it. Moving on. What do we got next?
got a bunch of stuff. I'll touch on one only I watched. High School DxD, new, big battle in the finale. Um, there were some boobs,
All right,
and
covered it. Good.
that's it.
Um, Watamote ended. I don't think my opinion on that really changed at all.
Yeah. What
Um,
what was the last episode? Was that like one of the things, or it was just like another episode kind of?
Pretty much, yeah. She like spies on her class with her cell phone and something.
I don't. Well, that speaks about how I felt about the show. I don't really remember it, and I watched it about a week ago.
I thought the one that this wasn't the finale, but the one ending where like the girl goes through a balloon and it's
Yeah,
real happy and sweet. I actually liked watching that. I felt like a pretty good catharsis after everything that's happened. But it's not that funny, and it's a comedy. So I would say like if you're looking for a laugh, and people are like, yeah, this is so funny. Well, I don't know. I don't
I'd
agree.
I'd
I don't think it's
say
very
you
funny.
don't need to watch it at all.
But I think I should just point out that a lot of people are more into this brand of humor than me.
Yeah,
So maybe I'm not the expert on this, but I really was not digging the style of humor in it. I thought the voice acting was pretty good, but I just didn't like the character and I didn't like
yeah.
the premise, and it's every week more of the same thing, just in different situations.
I think I liked it a little bit more than you did, but I feel like it missed way too much for something that could only stand on like its jokes. So, like, because the animation wasn't anything to look at, and
Well, I just think it has like this. I said this in a previous one. I think it has like that South Park problem of like sometimes they thought like the idea of a kid saying certain things, certain raunchy stuff was like funny enough on its own, or like certain situations were just messed up enough to be funny on their own.
yeah.
But there's like no supporting gag to it really, so that just wasn't funny to me. Like I don't really care what she says. So
So you don't really need to watch that.
nah, I'd say skip it.
Skip it. That's my
Skipped.
official.
Are we doing like skip it or check it out?
Yeah, can you throw that up when you edit this?
Yeah,
Just
okay.
a big skip it in
Yeah,
glittery letters.
this will come out like in 2 months, but I'll do it.
Just like in that like font where you
The blingy font.
yeah, blingy.
Okay.
Just skip it in that font.
Okay. Airsoft. C3 Boo.
I haven't finished it yet, but feel free to spoil. I got to a
Um,
point where I think it was after she cheated
yeah,
and
super depressing.
before she went and joined like the other people.
Um, like I said, this could have been like a straight up comedy gag show, and it worked as that for a while. I'm not gonna like begrudge them for trying to do a story, but I feel like they tried real hard to like nail the emotions, and ended up being like, wow, this is just a big bummer. So the ending is not so bad because it kind of like you can probably predict what happens.
She comes back and they have
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have fun. I feel like there was a pretty long stretch of like barren sadness to get to that point.
Yeah.
So like the drama's not bad. I don't know. There's some really funny stuff that comes out of it. Like you probably haven't seen this one yet, but there's a scene in either the last one or the one before where she quits the other school's team too,
Hmm.
and they're like, what happened to her? Where'd she go? Like, can't find her. They wanted her to come play one last game with them, and then she like finds her in an arcade wearing like a hoodie and a beanie cap playing House of the Dead.
Oh,
And she's like some washed up, like, it felt like some washed up detective, coming back for one last case.
oh man.
It was funny. I really like that scene. But, so I don't know, it's not like the worst. I think it's pretty, like, middle of the field for me.
Hmm.
I appreciate the attempt. I feel like it's a little bit
Yeah, it was something.
heavy-handed.
It was something a little different.
Yeah, it was different for sure. I don't know what's going on with Guy Next now. God bless him.
Yeah.
But
Rest,
yeah,
rest in peace.
I would say if you're looking for a comedy, don't. But if you're just looking for like
Something different with a neat
something a little bit
premise.
different, check it out. It's all right.
I won't say either way because I didn't finish it yet. So just put up didn't finish it yet.
Okay.
See,
Um.
all here's another one that only I watched. I'm your free correspondent, your free boy. And all I'm gonna say is last episode pretty heartfelt. They pulled the old switcheroo, and Ray turned out to be a real awesome dude, and everyone was friends again. See
Wow.
you next summer.
Oh, did they say that?
That's yeah at the end. So
Oh my God.
so my final say on that is see you next summer.
That's that's ballsy to put that in there.
Yeah,
Well, let's just hope it doesn't mean anything.
I think
Uh.
I think that's totally gonna get funded.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's probably pretty popular.
But I thought the animation was really good. It was Kyoto Animation naturally.
I feel like that's pretty much par for the course for them
Yeah,
now,
for
right?
them.
Like
And
they just knock it out of the park every time.
and story was super cheesy at points, a little homoerotic, but I thought it was a interesting, neat little story, and the ending was nice. So I'll watch the second season. I'd say
All
check
right,
it out, but if
all
you're
right.
if you're like Josh and you're not into that, you don't have to.
Love Lab. It was like more. I would say it was more like witty and like biting comedy than like your Kiniro Mosaic.
Yeah,
So if you're in it for like not so much it being cute as like actual jokes, I guess, then
I think
Love
my
Lab would be the
my
one you
favorite
prefer.
thing about it was the voice acting.
Yeah, and it was really good. A lot of new talent, I guess. And I can't really think of like a character that did knock out of the park in every scene they were in. Really,
Yeah,
the finale goes for a little bit of emotional stuff, but you know, it's pretty good.
it gets worked out.
It's fine. I would say, yeah, like if you're looking for your like cute interactions, that kind of humor type thing, check out that Mosaic. But if you like the what do you call it, straight man, uh, funny man, straight man, funny man, right?
Straight man, funny man.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is now.
All right, straight man, funny man. If you like that, someone says something, and you get a nice retort. Check it out.
But yeah, I'd recommend that. I feel like I don't really think anything stood out this season, but I felt like there was a lot of stuff that was like pretty good.
Yeah, I also finished the Sunday Without God.
How was that?
It was alright. I like the last couple of episodes, probably the best out of the whole series.
Would you recommend it?
Um,
Do I need to watch it?
no. I think the worst thing about it is like it's so interesting. Like once you fully grasp what's going on, you're like, wow, I can't wait to see more of this. But even with like 3 episodes per arc, it just feels like they don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Like it's based on a series of novels that, and apparently according to people who have read them, like they end up cutting a lot of stuff from every story just to fit them all because they fit like a lot of stuff in the show.
Hmm.
So it feels like when they leave a certain place, you're like, wow, I wish they would have explored this place more. I like wish something more would have happened. So I guess that's pretty. If you want to take a criticism, I wanted more is probably a pretty good one to get.
All right.
I also didn't really like most of the main characters, but by the end, you're like used to them and it's kind of fine. So it has a good soundtrack, it has pretty awesome art. I like that good background art. So
Yeah.
it's good. I would say if you want something like really different and something to like think about a little bit, check it out. It's pretty cool.
I'll have to. Yeah, maybe get around to it. If I'm real short on shows to watch, maybe I'll give it a look.
Sure. That'd be the ideal situation, I guess. It's not like rush out to see it, but like, hey, it's pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
And I think that is it. No, the World Gauntlet News also ended.
Yes.
Um, we both read the manga, so we were kind of just, I guess, comparing it to our experience with that.
Yeah.
And I thought the final episode was pretty good.
Yeah.
I feel like it really captured the emotions I felt while reading it.
Yeah, they did a good part with the whole Ayumi section of the ending there.
Yeah, and the concert scene was really good.
Yeah.
They even added a little bit of stuff to it, I think, to kind of gave it a little bit more emotional weight.
Mhm.
And that final like scene with Kama on the bench, like saying I said the wrong thing. I wish I would have said what I really felt.
Yeah.
It made me feel exactly like as bad as I felt like reading it in the manga. So they definitely like nailed that relationship between him and Chihiro.
I thought it was really good.
Yeah,
A fine adaptation.
I'd say like some stuff just for time restraint, like Hakwa's story
Yeah.
and a couple of the other things were lacking, but those were ultimately not the most important parts. So
Yeah, exactly.
I guess they trimmed the fat where they had to trim it. Good stuff.
But hey, this is a series you need to check out. Read the manga, watch them shows. It's good.
It's good. Check it out. Hashtag check it out.
I think that's pretty much all I watched last
Yeah, I
season.
think
But
that's
like I
everything.
said, overall, like a lot of stuff, like nothing I hated, nothing I loved, but a lot of stuff that like was pretty good.
Yeah, I think I pretty much enjoyed to a certain degree everything I checked out. So it was pretty good.
Also, Space Brothers still going strong. Thank
Cool.
God.
All right. I think that's gonna wrap it up for us this week.
Wait,
So
we have to talk about first week of the fall season.
why don't we hit that next week?
Oh, you're killing me. I
We'll
got
have like,
hot opinions about.
well, all right, keep them in the oven for a while.
Oh, I want to talk about Kill la Kill.
All right, brief impression.
For I liked it so much I watched it twice. I've never done that before.
Well, I do that with a lot of different stuff.
Really.
Yeah.
I'd never like. I'll save all my other thoughts for next week. But real quick, like I've never like finished watching an episode of something, and then like 5 minutes later was like I gotta watch that again. Like I like that so I watched it twice. I might watch it again.
I'll chime in. I also think it's really great. If you like Studio Trigger, you know what to expect. If you don't, check out that. Check out Kill la Kill. Check out their other stuff. It's all good.
I that was like a great hook too. Like now I'm pumped for that show. Like that that showed me enough where I'm like ready to go, and it explained enough, and it got out of the way. Now I'm ready for the ride.
All right, cool. So that's it for this week. Uh, thanks for sticking around.
That was a long one, but you know a lot had to be said because we've been real busy.
Sure. So if you like it, check it out. If you don't like it, skip it.
Piss off. That's what I have to say.
Piss on it.
Piss on it. This is Vanilla Fish signing off, aka
Piss boy.
Piss Boy. No, aka Trigger Man. That's like a
Trigger,
stupid Twitter thing.
trigger happy.
Hashtag Trigger Happy. That's a Skylander.
Congrats.
Skylander Swap Force comes out October
Okay, this is your
13th.
other host, Hunter Java, aka Gravekeeper, aka I had one in mind, but I forget.
Sick as a dog.
Sick of the dog. Signing off. Peace.
Good night.